I just audited Simon Sinek's TikTok channel, and there was one topic that he kept bringing up that every time he talked about it, his videos absolutely tanked. And I'm gonna show you what that is in just a second. So if you look at his TikTok channel, you're gonna see he's only following 6 people, but he has 421,000 followers. He's got 1.5 million likes, which is really kind of a celebrity move where, you know, like for example, Eminem has millions of followers and follows nobody. That's the kind of move this is. He has been active on social media for a long time, but TikTok is something relatively new for him. So what I've done is I've looked at the 60 most recent posts that is at least a month old, and then compared how the bottom 5 compared to the top 5 and looked for clues on what might be causing some of these to flop. So on the bottom 5 performing videos, the average video got 24,550 views. Now here's something else interesting. For the likes on the bottom 5, we have 436 average likes. Now compare that to the top 5 performers. The average was 1,361,000,000 views and 77,480 average likes for the top 5. Now, what I always look for here is the ratio. What is the ratio? How many people have to view your video before one person hits like? Because this is a great indicator on the satisfaction level with what people expect to see when they click a video, and if after they decide to click and watch it, were they happy and did they hit like? So on his bottom performers, it took 56 views for every single like, and on the top performers, it's 17 views. So there's a huge difference there in people watching it just because they like Simon Sinek, but then did they actually like the video or not? And that's a hint in the right direction. Let's look at how often he's posting his videos. So Simon Sinek on average does 0.33 videos per day, which is pretty much 1 video every 3 days. So he's not really on there constantly, but it is quite regular. On the bottom 5, what is the primary topic he talked about? Now on the bottom 5, 80% of the videos, which is 4 out of 5, it was reviews on a certain product. And I'll tell you what, this is really surprising, but every time he talked about this, it tanked. And on the top 5, 80% of the content, the primary topic was leadership, which is really his brand and what he's known for. Now the format on the bottom 5, 100% of the time was him just talking to his phone, like in selfie mode. And on the top 5, 60% of the time, as opposed to 100% on the bottom 5, he's actually talking on the phone, and 40% of the time, he has a professional videographer shooting the video. Now, in the bottom 5 performing videos, the average length was 63 seconds. And in the top 5 performing, the average length was 30 seconds, which goes to prove it doesn't matter the length. What matters is how long can you keep people's interest, and sometimes the shorter the better. Now, the title for this video is Chip Review, Sweet Maui Onion. Totally surprising. This doesn't sound like something that Simon Sinek would do. So I had to click and find out, is this really him? And sure enough, here he is, and he's saying,
I'm here at the Georgia Aquarium, where you can see lots of fish.
Here's what's interesting. He's just holding it to the camera. That means he's probably got a friend holding it for him. It's 58 seconds long, and he's talking about potato chips. Really surprising. Now here is the second worst performing video at 23,600 views, 393 likes, and this time he's talking about chip review, Koran barbecue. And he says,
as you can tell, I'm here in beautiful Las Vegas. It's about 110 degrees outside.
Now, this is 2 out of 5 so far. He's talking about chips, the worst performers. 1 minute and 21 seconds, all about how he feels about a certain brand of chips. Now here is the third worst performing video, and it's titled TikTok Ask Me Anything with Simon. He wrote AMA for Ask Me Anything, and his AMA is what is my why, and he's answering someone's question. Now that's a pretty good content, but for some reason this didn't go very well. Now here's the thing, it's a short video, he's talking straight to camera, and I have a feeling that his hook wasn't really so strong. And it's a very typical hook.
Somebody asked me what my why is. My why is to inspire.
Now, I think that this could have worked a lot better if it was an interview, if it was on stage, but so many videos are started with somebody asked me, and people do ask him a lot, I'm sure. And I've started a lot of my videos like that, but I think it's a bit of an overused hook when it comes to opening a video, just my opinion. Now let's look at the fourth worst performing video at 25,400 views, 371 likes, and it's, again, chip review, General Tso's chicken, and he's in Disneyland. And here's the hook.
When I'm at Disneyland, I always feel like it's a good time for a chip review.
At this point, I'm feeling like this is unbelievable. Why is Simon making all these videos about chips. So let's see what's the 5th worst performing video, sitting at 25,500 views, 392 likes, and the title is Chip Review, Iberian Ham. And he's saying,
I'm sitting here in a London taxi in London. Figured it's
now. At this point, I'm thinking, why on earth are you doing this? These are the worst performing videos, and you just want to talk about potato chips when people really know you as a New York Times bestselling author, an amazing consultant, speaker, among many other things, being a thought leader. If there's one thing I learned from this, it's yes, you can say whatever you want. You can share your passion, but if there's something that people know you for, and you want to come in with random stuff, don't expect it to perform. Go into what people know and love about you, which is your intellectual mind around leadership, around marketing, around being an influencer like you are. Now let's switch gears and go into the top performers. And I'm gonna guess that there are no chip reviews in the top 5 performers right after this. Here we are at his 5 highest performing videos at 705,900 views, 45,500 likes, and the title is Passion. Now this is way more in line with what he stands for. His brand is extremely powerful. He just has to write one word, passion, and people automatically associate a word like that with something that he knows a whole lot about, and they will click and watch the video. So here is the hook.
When we work hard for something we don't believe in, it's called stress.
Now that's really interesting because I bet everybody today has faced stress in some way, so this is extremely valuable. But at the same time, you're giving people an aha moment, therefore it feels applicable to them. He makes a very pithy statement. There is no intro title, there is no end screen, and when it's done, it loops again. So the reason it got so many views, for one, it's a really great piece of content. But number 2, many people watched it multiple times, racking up those views. So if you want to get a lot of views and tell the algorithm that your video is interesting and to show more people, then try doing videos that are less than 10 seconds long and see how that works for you. Now we're gonna look at the 4th highest performing video at 1.1 million views, 73,500 likes, and the title is Stress and Control. Think about this now. Again, he's using just simple words that trigger people to believe that he's about to say something important. Now, he starts this with,
I did a workshop with some senior executives at a large energy company in the United States. And
as you listen to what he said, did you actually feel like you were sitting in there? Now, because he got so visceral and descriptive about everything he was feeling, I think that the viewers went on that journey with him, and that's the reason why it did so well. Now, the 3rd highest performing video at 1.2 million views, 62,000 likes is titled 100% of Business is People. And he starts it just by saying
100% of employees are people.
This one again, he's nailing it, looking right at the camera, which is super important. 15 seconds long, another ultra short video, which a lot of the views are racked up just by looping. Now, let's look at the 4th highest performing video at 1.5 million views, 108,900 likes, and the title is Difficult Conversations. Guys, can you see a pattern here? He's not talking about chips. He is on brand and on point. And the hook is,
Here's how you have a difficult conversation. You show up with your team and say,
now this video is a typical YouTube formula. It's the how to but then he's done it in a really short format and also something that's applicable to his brand and to his target audience. And that's why this is working. Now we've come to the #1 highest performing video that Simon Sinek put out on TikTok within his last 60 posts. It came in at 2.3 million views, 97,500 likes. So this one is a real winner. And the title again follows his proven pattern, which is simple words. Leadership is a responsibility. That's the title. And the hook is,
leadership is not a rank to be achieved. Leadership is a responsibility.
And in this case, he's in an interview format. Obviously, there's another person off camera. People aren't wondering, why aren't you looking at the camera? The length is 17 seconds. A lot of these views, these 2.3 million views, are probably looped. And that is another reason for the high number of views. So out of everything that I saw so far, this one probably has the biggest difference between the highest performers and the lowest performers. And here is the one thing that I would suggest. Now, Simon Sinek, if you're watching this, I don't know if you're ever gonna see this, but if you are watching this, this and you want to get a lot of engagement, which you are getting a lot, but if you want to optimize that just a little bit more, I'd recommend working with a content curator who's going to look through your content and find the stuff that's going to hook people in and get them to watch longer. And number 2 is post more often. Do it at least daily, and I'd recommend even twice a day, because you have a wealth of content that I guarantee is gonna double or even quadruple your TikTok audience. Chip reviews, I recommend move that somewhere else. Create a separate TikTok channel for Simon Sinek's chip reviews. Don't mix that, because that is not your brand. So that's it for today. Simon Sinek, if you ever watch this, let me know. I'd be happy to help you out. And for all the rest of you, I hope that there is at least one thing you took away from this that you can apply to your videos, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you're putting out your content. Until then, I will see you next time.